Alright, this is a bit of a longer page. We've got 12 characters on this page alone, so let's do 6 each. We've got, have I put Roxy on this? Oh, put Roxy on this twice accidentally. Okay, so we've got me doing Roxy to Resi. Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no. Jake, okay.
Fair enough.
Whoops. Jane, okay. Gamzee, okay. And narrator, alright. And there. Which means that you get to do the other 5. I thought it was 6, never mind. Well, I must have counted one twice. These
So
ones.
what?
You do Dave, Harry, Jade, John, and Tavros.
Cool.
And I'm doing Roxy, Terezi, Jake, Jane, Gamzee, and narrator. Okay, I'll try to remember all that. Okay. Alright, it's me. Honey,
Oh, wait.
honey, you ready to go?
Yeah, sweetheart, give me a second.
John finishes fixing his tie in the bedroom mirror, taking a moment to check the hallway door in the reflection. Roxy hasn't come looking for him, which is good because he's still got a few things to repair and he'd rather she didn't see the items he's about to pull out of their closet. He hasn't told his wife what he's planning because he doesn't want to be talked out of it. Typically, he rankles at the prospect of spending time with Jane and their family, so Roxy was surprised when he agreed to hold Harry Anderson's 5th birthday party at Jane's mansion. But she didn't question him about it. In fact, all she did was tip her head at him and blink a few times, her long eyelashes catching the light, making her eyes look like mirrors. It was disconcerting for reasons that he couldn't put his finger on. It's not like Roxy had ever been argumentative exactly, he just seems to remember someone from his youth who was somewhat more contrarian in spirit than this person he's married to now. Back when they were dating, John thought she was acting a little off. Not quite in a bad way, perhaps a little too in love too fast. At least she still seemed like herself most of the time, but since the wedding, every year that goes by, she seems to become just a little more conciliatory. Conciliatory, not just toward him, but toward life in general. She indulges Harry Anderson liberally and almost thoughtlessly. She doesn't care that her best friend is slowly turning into an executive overseeing the corporate arm of the puppeteers of a rooted dictatorship. She still thinks Gamby is being sincere about all this redemption bullshit, even though he's been casting an increasingly dark and hungry shadow behind Jane, a malicious royal vizier to her burgeoning imperial persona. John's been frustrated with us in a quiet, guilty way, because he loves his wife, and even more than that, he loves their son. When he doesn't think too hard about all this stuff, it seems perfect. And sometimes John can't help but lie awake at night, staring at the dark ceiling until he loses grip on his perfect life entirely. He starts to fear that if he closes his eyes, he might reopen them to discover it was all an illusion. Harry Anderson, Earthsea, Lord English's alleged defeat, or maybe stretching back even further than that. The trolls, the game, everything important and exciting that that's ever happened to him. Was this all a lie, like some big prank? No, at least some of it had to be real. Dave, Jade, and Rose are real. Their friendship is real. At least it used to feel that way. He needs to believe it still is. And what's about Terezi? She's real too, and John's got that picture to prove it, burning a hole in his wallet. Yet he keeps it there, because at least that feels like something. It's the same thing that makes him do subtle things to push against his wife's placid demeanour. He never quite tries to start a fight, but at this point he wouldn't mind having one either. At least it might help reassure him that she's real too. If she doesn't get obsessed after what he's about to pull today, then John doesn't know what he'll do. He goes to the closet and unhinges the bottom of the drawer where he keeps all of his identical blue ties. In the secret compartments are some tools: graphene wire, a multi-tool screwdriver, molding plaster. John's so focused on finding places in his coat to hide all these things, he doesn't hear footsteps behind him.
Dad, what are you doing?
John spins around startled. It's just his kid though, already looking uncomfortable in his tweed jacket and knee socks. John kicks the closet door closed. He already has everything he needs anyway.
Just getting your gifts, Harry Anderson. It's your birthday after all. But I already opened all the gifts from you and Mom. Dad, are you telling a fib?
John ruffles his son's hair and shoots him one of his patented Egbertian winks. He decides then and there that a good father wouldn't need to keep any secrets from his son. No, a good dad will always let his son in on a joke, no matter how much trouble he might be about to get himself in.
Harry Anderson, Don't tell your mother, but we are getting a new addition to the family today.
It's little Tavros Crocker who opens the door to Jane's opulent mansion. He's still so short that he has to stand up on his toes to reach the knob. He stares at his visitors with a serious expression, the prescription on his spectacles distorting the size of his pupils so they look like big, wet, depressing sinkholes. John's heart wrenches at the sight of him. He's so young, but he always looks so somber and sad.
Oh, hello, folks. You're might early, don't you think? Nope. Wait, am I doing that?
Yeah, you're doing that, I think.
Ah, shit. Beans. Actually.
Dave and Jade materialize behind everyone. He in a pressed shirt, she in a glittering space dress. They're both holding gifts wrapped in spare printer paper. Dave adjusts his sunglasses and smirks at Harry Anderson.
Exactly 30 seconds and like 68 nanoseconds early.
Oh, F off, Dave. You're guessing even cornier than John and you're not even a dad.
Oh no, my guy Harry over there seems like to be enjoying my material. It's like you're a living atomic clock. Man, I love this kid. What kind of 5-year-old is into atomic clocks? Damn, every time I see him, I just want to pinch his cheeks and tell him about what things were like when I was his age and shit. If you like kids so much, Dave, why don't you just buy one? Shit. Didn't get the talk. Jade, I know what you think you're doing there was like smoothly introducing the idea of one day adopting kids into the conversation, but what you actually described is literal slavery, which is both illegal and bad. Maybe you're the one who's illegal and bad. Ever think of that? Nope. Never crossed. Well, never once. Anyway, John, Roxy, you heard the lady. We can buy your kid. Can we buy your kid? No, he's not for sale. Do you all want to come in or not?
Tavros has been waiting patiently for the adults to finish talking the whole time, like he always does. He leads everyone inside with a stoic countenance more befitting of a footman than the firstborn son of the planet's wealthiest family. So, where's your mum and dad?
Us Auspice counseling with Uncle Gamzee. Oh, woof. Woof is right. Hey, Davros, is Vriska here? Unfortunately, Harry Anderson, Rose and Kanaya aren't on speaking terms with your Aunt Jane and Uncle Jake anymore. Why not?
Roxy sighs loudly through her nose. She hates talking about the shit. Because of the political situation.
What's a political situation? Mother has been advising the human government that they should do their best to exclude trolls from the seats of power in all branches of public services, and Aunts Rose and Kadaya don't like it because some of the legislation in the works could uh delegitimize their marriage. I have no idea what that means.
The adults exchange confused looks. It's more than a little jarring that this 5-year-old kid seems so well educated on the intricacies of xenophobic political policy. Then again, this is Jane's son, they remind themselves.
Anyway, why would you want Vriska to be here? Why ruin a nice birthday party? Duh, 'cause she's super fun. She's not fun, she's mean. Yeah, you too, 'cause you're a wuss.
Harry Anderson Egbert.
Don't call other kid wuss. Hey, what's ever wrong with being a wuss? Harry, my dude, you need to unplug from toxic masculinity. From what? What have you been teaching this kid? Dave, sometimes I really can't believe this is the adult you close to become.
It's actually great, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Dave ruffles Harry Anderson's hair. It's nice that Dave is so woke and great with kids, but that really doesn't like the question of why he and Jade don't have any yet. There's still something sad and wistful about Dave at the moment, as he pointedly avoids letting Jade take his hand while they led into the game room. Jade and Dave still laugh and trade bars with each other like old friends. There's something disconcertingly sterile about it. John can't help but think about the last time they were all together like this in Jane's mansion, and the look on Karkat's face when he stormed out of the foyer. Everyone settles down in the game room except Tavros, who stands by the door with his arms folded behind his back, as if waiting to be ordered around. Harry Anderson is opening his gifts from Jade and Dave, when the door upstairs slams open so hard it rattles all the crystal glasses arranged on a nearby table. You are such an unbelievable dunce, Jake English. I can't believe that I work so hard and have to come home to your feckless tomfoolery every day. My goodness, what gives you the right to talk to me that way? Jake's side of the conversation is too far away to hear, but Gamzee's unmistakable mush-mouth voice floats down the hallway between the sharp edges of Jane's shrieks. And you're not even proficient in bed anymore. What is the point of it if you? Hey, calm your tits, baby. Silence, clown! Tyrell stares at their feet, wearing a strained expression.
My parents are kismeses after all.
Jane storms downstairs. Her guests are completely silent as the sound of her heels echoes down the hall. She steps into the room, her face still twisted in rage and disgust. The moment her eyes fall over her gathered friends, however, her expression changes like someone flipping a switch. She smiles, looking cordial and perfectly pleasant, flustering her lashes like there's nothing in the world more important to her than being an excellent host. Oh, hello everyone. I'm sorry that I was not able to greet you at the door. I had some pre-appointed business to attend to. I trust that Tyrell said you were inside about trouble.
Ma'am.
Good boy. Jane pats him on the head as she goes by, patronizingly, like you pet a dog, or Gamzee. Harry Anderson, my dear.
Auntie Jane!
Jane stoops down to her knees and throws her arms open. Harry Anderson bolts across the room and throws himself into her ample chest, nuzzling into her cheek as she laughs and ruffles his hair fondly. John turns his head aside so that no one sees the queasy face he's making. Jane is, unfortunately, Harry Anderson's favourite aunt. She gained his affection the same way she gains everyone's affection. She fucking bought it. Look at you. You've grown so big and strong since I last saw you.
A whole 3 inches!
Yes, I can see that. You're going to be quite a strapping young man before we know it. Since it's your first milestone birthday, I've instructed my staff that you are to be spoiled like a little prince today. Right now, they're finishing off your cake. It's a recipe I invented just for you. And I've got your
Gosh.
and I've got your present all wrapped up too. It's too big to keep it in the house, however, so after cake and tea, we'll go see it in the backyard.
Auntie Jane! Oh no. Jane, please don't tell me you commissioned one of those drone thingies for my son.
Jane rises to her feet, huffing. And if I did, John, what would be the problem with that? Are you saying that you don't want to assure your son's safety? In troubled times such as these, one can never be too careful.
Roxy, back me up here, honey. There's no way you'd be okay with that, right?
Roxy fiddles with one of her earrings and casts a gaze around the room, looking as heavy in anything but her husband. Dave and Jay had also developed a profound interest in the passing's warnings in the expensive carpet under their feet. Well, I
Oh,
can't
shit.
exactly say I'm comfy with it, but
But
Janie means well, John, and it'd be rude to just refuse a gift from my bestie like that. Besides, you're just assuming she's got Harry Anderson Imperial Chime. She never said that was what it was. Did you, Jane? Jane's tight-jawed silence confirms that she did, indeed, have a literal instrument of government oppression crafted for their son on the momentous occasion of his 5th birthday. John has to pinch his nose and practice controlled breathing to keep himself from getting mad for real. Getting in an argument right now would totally fuck up all his plans.
okay, fine. You know what? I don't care.
Really?
Yeah, it's whatever. I get it. Jane's just trying to show that she cares.
You know I do adore little Harry Anderson.
What I do care about, however, is that cake. And not eating it, I mean.
Excuse me?
Nothing personal, Jane. It's just that I'm not the biggest fan of cakes. Instead, I was wondering if maybe I could go visit the trophy room. You know, the one where Jake keeps all the memorabilia from that dumb show he used to be on.
You mean popping and hopping and pistol locking with Jake English?
No,
Or do you mean doing the Charleston with notable social figureheads, stars versus enemies of the state with your host Jake English?
that was still running, isn't it?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, that's definitely not the one I was talking about. Oh, you probably mean afternoon gilly gappy amongst the common folk with your ghost shade jissy gun Mickey. No, God, these all sound so bad. I mean the one with Dirk, dude.
You mean the classic primetime program, Rumble in the Pumpkin Patch?
One. Ew. Why would you want to go look at stuff from Rumble in the pumpkin patch? Why not? I don't know. It just seemed kind of morbid with Dirk dead and all. Don't you think? Also, that show was really gross. I suppose Jake and whatever he does. But it was also it was so sweaty. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like it was an important cultural milestone and I missed it all by being mopey and depressed for like 5 years straight.
Mood.
So what do you think, Tavros? Yeah. So what do you think, Tavros? Want to show me all about your dad's glory days?
Tavros blinks up at John in surprise. Oh, I can take you there, John.
No, it's fine. I'd like some time to know you, my nephew or cousin, ecto brother. Oh my God, Dave! Did you just realize that when we get married, that'll make John and Rose siblings-in-law? Which is funny because I guess John is technically already your father-in-law. Yep, that's totally what our friend group needs to be even more incestuous. What does incestuous mean?
It just means that everyone's really good friends, Harry Anderson. Just a dumb, fancy word for BFFs. It's a big, hard word for grown-ups, though, so feel free to unknow it now, sweetie.
Oh, yeah, that's totally it. Hey Tavros, let's go, buddy.
John sets a hand on Taros' back and pushes him out the room. When they're upstairs together, far enough away from the party, Taros wrenches his hands together and asks,
Uncle John, what's the real reason we're up here? Oh, I could see that you were getting uncomfortable. You don't like being around big crowds like that, do you? But you don't like to be alone either. Well, not in this house at least. I wouldn't want to be alone here either. Not a very nice place to live, is it? I'm not sure if I understand your meaning, Uncle John. Here, come with me.
John grabs Taros by his chubby wrist and begins dragging him around a corner from one featureless white hallway into another.
This isn't the right way. So why don't we just go to your room for a minute? Oh. Oh, oh, oh.
Taros tugs on John's
Oh!
Tavros tugs on John's hand and leads him back a few steps. With his free hand, he pushes the door open, revealing a large, tidy bedroom. Four-poster bed, perfectly arranged bookshelf, not a single toy out of place or on the floor. The room obviously belongs to a 5-year-old, judging by the colourful warfare and irreverent clown-themed bedsheets. There's nothing in it to suggest individualized expression of a developing personality. Tavros sighs, his facial expression unchanging. He looks resigned. His life in general, as well as whatever it is he's expecting from this particular situation. Wait, what is he expecting from this situation? Having been led away to a secluded part of the house by an adult, what had he been taught to expect?
Okay. Yes, Uncle John, what do you ask? You just seem, I don't know, sad. I feel okay. It's a happy day after all. It's Harry Anderson's birthday. There is good reason to be happy. Yeah, but what about you? Are you actually happy about it? About everything going on here? I suppose. My mother tends to get displeased when I'm unhappy, so.
John walks a little further into the room, inspecting the surroundings. He can hardly find a single fault, not a wrinkle in the sheets, nor a John looks down. He takes a step back to set his foot on the part of the floor he just stepped on. He lifts again with some tacky resistance, tugging at the sole of his shoe. The floor is sticky here, like the floor of a movie theatre. He bends down to touch it and gives a sniff. Just as he thought, Fago.
Stavros, does Gamzee ever come into your room? Possibly. He's so often is found to be in so many places.
John glances on the bed, then sees it, a half-finished bottle of Fago.
Isn't that his Fago there? Oh, my, no, please, Uncle John, don't tell my mother. Tell her what? Fago is mine. My uncle gives it to me sometimes. My mother strictly forbids it, of course.
John nervously ponders his response and everything about the boy's life it could be implying. He takes a deep breath and becomes very serious. He places a hand on Taros' shoulder and looks at him directly in the eye.
Tavros, listen to me. Oh, God. Tavros, listen to me. Are you getting bad touches from your Uncle Gamzee?
Taros seems taken aback by the question, then he appears thoughtful.
Oh, no, but yes, I can gather how you might draw that conclusion. You can? Why? It just seems like a thing that would eventually happen to me, does it not?
A look of sadness washes over John's face, a sadness deeper than either kind he could summon for the previous 2 funerals he's attended.
What would make you say that? Well, I think for the same reason that you led yourself to wonder, Uncle John is a very, very bad clown uncle, but I think I am not allowed to say or think such a thing. Why not? Because Uncle Gamzee has undertaken his redemption arc with a spirit of great sincerity, I've been told. So the truth is, no matter how I feel about him, Mother tells me that he's not actually bad, and therefore anything he does cannot truly be considered bad either. Oh, no, bad either. My mother heart is just. Otherwise, we are not respecting his repentance or the other he has saved.
Tavros sighs again. John makes no effort to disguise his look of grave disapproval and sorrow.
I don't want to worry you to worry too much, though. His occasional sojourns in my room are not of any especially ill intent, I don't think. He has told me in confidence that his intention is to train me. Train you? Yes, in matters of combat, philosophy, life, love, I suppose, to behave in a way to mentor does as he sees it.
Anger wells up in John anew. He gets to his feet in a flurry, a literal one. A gust of wind whisks through the room, clattering open the closet door and rustling a perfectly arranged stack of papers off the desk. They flutter through the room like dead leaves caught in an autumn storm. Soon the room is howling with its sustained winds.
Pranking right now. Packing? Yeah. One bag with some of your clothes, your favorite tours and books, and that kind of things. I don't understand. Tavros, I have to get you out of here. Now. What? I'm going to take you away so that I can live with me and your auntie. You wouldn't have to live here anymore. No more being alone all the time. No more weird troll maids or listening to your parents fight. And no more fucking game. That sounds jolly good, Uncle John. Then what are you waiting for? Start packing. Well, I wouldn't expect that we can't go without tripping the security. Mother is taking great precautions to make sure I never. Don't worry, kid. I came prepared.
John produces a screwdriver and a length of wire from the inside pocket of his suit jacket.
We're leaving through that window, one way or another.
Tavros takes in a sharp breath before spinning on his heel and stumbling toward his closet. John catches a ghost of a smile on his face before he turns, and that's all it takes to turn the pounding of his heart from terrified to thrilled. Yes, that's what he's about. What he's about to do will probably send shockwaves through their already fragmented friend group. But Jane's the one who started it. She brought this on herself. John starts opening the window using all the tricks he's memorized from tutorials on the deep web to bypass the security bolt. He whistles to himself, thinking about how happy Tavros is going to be with him, Roxy, and Harry Anderson. Jane barely even seems to like the kid, but Jake does. Jake loves him, even though he was totally trapped into this unhappy relationship because of the pregnancy. So it seems to John the only way to save Jake from this unspeakable prison is to subtract the thing he only cares about. Roxy will be mad at first, but John is certain that she'll what? Acquiesce? Is that really what he wants? He considers with a sense of guilt how exhilarating it would be if she finally fought him on something. John starts laughing to himself when the window pops open suddenly. No alarm goes off. The deep web was right. Fresh summer air rushes in and fills John's lungs. His head swims with a giddy, high feeling of being on the verge of getting away with some shit. Wow, is this why people commit crimes? It feels so good. He can't wait to realize that he's done something so bold and illegal. He starts laughing louder. Taurus is laughing too, quiet and cautious at first, but picking up steam as he's beginning to taste the sort of freedom he never allowed himself to imagine. John turns, shocked as sees Jade standing in the bedroom doorway. She looks like a shadow with her dark hair hiding her face. John can't tell what kind of expression she's making under there. She speaks softly.
And what are you doing? Nothing. Just fixing that damn broken window is all.
She twitches her dog ears and raises her face. Her mouth is a neutral line, but her eyes are burning furiously.
Everything.
The two of them stare at each other for a long time. John isn't sure how he's supposed to read the moment. He used to know Jade better than he knew everyone, but in recent years she's passed him by, just like the rest of the world. Tavros is cowering in his closet, fiddling with the straps in his backpack.
So, what are you gonna do? Tell Jane?
Jade flinches like she's been hit. She flicks her tail, breaks eye contact.
John, why would I do that to you? You'd probably end up on Jake's stupid execution dance-off show. Then are you gonna help me?
She shakes her head.
I can't do that either. You know that this is just going to make everything worse, right? Wait, I don't know where you've been these past few years, but I don't think things can get any worse. I mean, even today, Jane was up here hollering at Jake about how his dick doesn't work right. when she oh god, when she knew we were all waiting for them downstairs. I know, but all you've been doing by kidnapping him is piss everyone off. Excuse my dearest son, but is it kidnapping if I badly would like to go? See? I understand where you're coming from, but I don't think you've actually thought this through. Yes, I have, because I've been planning it for years. I know I've been pretty flaky in the past, but this is really important. I know what I'm going. I know what I'm doing.
Jade sighs in frustration and pushes back her bangs.
John, Jane is one of the most powerful people on the entire planet. Do you think that you can keep him away from her if she wants to get him back? I'm sorry, but you just don't know them like I do. If you know them so well, Jade, then why? Then you don't. Then you know why I have to do this. I'm on your side here. I know that Jane hasn't been the best parent, but stealing somebody's child, there has to be another way.
A gust of wind blasts in through the window and blows back Jade's hair, leaving it all mist over her shoulders. John points at her.
If there was another way, we would have found it by now. But there isn't one, because everyone's been all brainwashed by marriage or whatever the hell happened over the last few years. That way. It's like everyone just talks past each other all the time. John, I'm the only one who seems to realize that something's wrong. I would really be cuffed if the two of you. Even you, Jade. You're not listening to me right now. Would stop growling and listen to me for a spell. That's why Carcat left, because you didn't listen to him. Just like you don't listen to Dave. What the? John, this isn't about me and Dave. Yes, it is. I mean, not directly, but cosmically. Yes, it is. Cosmically? You knew that Dave and Carcat were in love with each other, but you were ahead and totally messed up with their relationship anyway. What? Jade, don't pretend you have no idea what's happening. I can't believe, John, that's such a low blow. You don't know the first thing that is about me and Dave's relationship. I know more than you think I do. I know that you presume them into that whole relationship. I know that they both hated it and only went along with it because they care about you and felt obligated. And Jade, I love you, but honestly, how does that make you any different than Jane? Like her. Well, you're nothing like Jade, like the Jade I used to know either.
The wind in the room picks up, it skates against the walls, dislodges books from the shelf, gets under the bedsheets and balloons them off the mattress.
The Jade I used to know was caring and selfless. All you ever wanted was for your friends to be safe. You weren't this selfish. Oh? Is that what this is about, John? You don't like it how I'm not some helpless princess in the tower? You don't like that I'm doing this for myself now? What the hell are you talking about? Seriously, Jade, I don't even know who you are anymore. Well, I can certainly say the same for you right now. Jade, Uncle John, you should really,
John and Jade stop. There is another shadow cast in the doorway, a much darker one. Excuse me, she says in a sugar-sweet voice, but what the fuck is going on in here?
Jade, you were just...
Hollering at each other so loudly that everyone in the damned house can hear you.
Oh, like you're one to talk.
John, I know that we may not have been so close in recent years as we were in the past, but I would like to think that at the very least our familiar relationship would make it so you felt like you could talk to me face to face if you felt that my method of parenting is insufficient.
Sure. Do you really want to know what I think? Oh, no.
Please, John, illuminate me. A lash of wind whips from window to door and down the hall in time to meet the rest of the partygoers, now including Jake Crocker himself. They've all come upstairs to investigate the noise. Tara flinches when a book slams against the closet door 2 inches from his face. What's going on?
Shit. I don't know, Jane. I feel like if I really speak my mind here, it might be dangerous. How do I know you won't have the secret police come and arrest me in the night?
Excuse me?
That's where that's where this is all going, right? Your whole thing with the trolls?
If you have something to say, then say it plainly, Jean.
Fine. I don't think that you had bad intentions to start out with, Jane. In fact, I think that you probably honestly thought that you were going to what was the best for the world. You've always been a perfectionist, right? But over the last few years, you've morphed into a complete control freak. And it was all started with your relationship with Jake. You forced him into a relationship when Dirk's corpse wasn't even cold.
I would like to point out, I'm sorry, but you're calling me a control freak? Dirk was a control freak. After he died, I distinctly remember loosening up, in fact. I let go. I was actually relieved to hear he died. Janie, what? Okay, that was a misleading statement. What I really meant was
Jane, you're missing the point.
that Jane and I were involved in a romantic alliance at the time of his death. Or, darling, whatever.
Dirk is dead. This isn't about him anymore. You're the one cheering the government up along as it marches towards the genocide.
John, I hardly think you're qualified to opine on the nuances of the current political situation. Thank you very much.
Ha! Is that how you talk to your husband too?
He's actually, at the moment, Micah's Mises, and if Jake didn't want any of this, he shouldn't have knocked me up. Hello, chaps, I'm right here.
Oh yeah, like this. That it was such an accident. Can you honestly say that he wanted any of this?
The wind rises with the pitch of John's yelling, turning Taris's bedroom into a miniature tempest. The gale upends the bookshelf, snaps open the toy box, and sends all the debris spinning in every direction, smashing against the walls and bedposts. John doesn't seem to notice, and cases his own cyclonic armor.
God, I'm so sick of all this domestic relationship shit every fucking day. Can we talk about something else for once? Yeah, Dave, I'm sick of it too. That's my point. Okay, then John, can you just stop all this windy shit at least? No, I can't. I can't stop because I'm not the problem.
Are you saying that I'm the problem? That's extremely reductive.
Okay, yeah, there are a lot of problems. But I've got to say, Jane, you kind of are the problem. A lot of this awful garbage revolves around you. You're the one always telling everybody on Gamzee's redemption arc, which is total bullshit. Putting him on billboards organizing redemption rallies and
John, the people need something to believe in if we are to live in an organized society. You simply wouldn't understand.
and letting him sleep with your and Jake's bed and feeding him that weird milk all the time. Ugh!
Hey, my relationship with my loyal auspicious is none of your business, let alone who it is I decide to share a bed with.
Isn't it? You sure go out of your way to shove it in everyone's face.
John, that is just uncalled for.
It's bullshit, Jane. It's all bullshit.
The wind surges again. The window bangs open so hard that it smashes against the pane, sending shards of glass whipping through the storm. Everyone cowers from the rain of sharp projectiles. John catches what he's doing when he sees how terrified the kids look. He shuts his eyes and digs his fingernails into his palms, doing everything in his power to calm himself down. When he opens his eyes again, the room is completely destroyed. Tavros is all the way in the closet, clinging white knuckles to the edge of the door. Everyone else is clustered around the doorway. Jade stares at John with a dark expression. After a beat of silence, Harry Anderson starts crying.
I did it. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you cut out again.
Fuck.
Shall I just... Roxy won't meet his eyes. Dave won't either. John turns to Tavros, opens his mouth to apologise, but the kid just ducks deeper into the closet, trembling.
I'm sorry.
No one wants to hear it, John. John staggers back a few steps towards the broken window, his vision blurring beneath a pool of angry tears that he can't hold back anymore. He wipes his face with both hands, all sloppy and clumsy the way he used to cry when he was a kid. He doesn't open his eyes again until he's jumped out of the open window. The sky outside is dark. He flies higher and higher, high enough that the air starts to get thin and chilly. Up here, the human kingdom looks so small. He can see the sun setting over the curvature of the earth, a brilliant arc of orange and red. It's like looking down at a little toy city, a ship in a bottle. That's what the world feels like now, a tiny fake model planet living inside a bubble. Look too hard and the illusion cracks from the edges, like a black hole in John's anime dreams. The trembling in his hands that he hasn't felt in years. He looks up at the glimmering stratosphere and imagines piercing through it. Would that pop the bubble, he wonders, or would he go hurtling through space forever? He's contemplating that, just flying up as far as he can until he flies into the sun or stops existing or whatever, until he realizes his phone is buzzing in his pocket. He takes it out, almost drops it because of how cold his hands are. His breath is frosting in the air as he looks at the screen. The colour of the text sends a jolt through his blood. With shaking fingers, he answers the text. John, are you there? I really need to talk to someone right now.
Yeah, me too.